Thank you guys and welcome to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and feel free. In this channel you ask questions. In case you have any question, you can always answer them. Yeah. So guys, today topic mainly is about money borrowing abroad. So guys, like a lot of people have been telling me from mostly in Australia to tell you guys how it is life in here in Australia. Guys, life is really different here. How people perceive, like how money is we get money in Australia. So guys, let me tell you, for example, there's like too many ways of which people earn money. One of it is like they have to go to work. Like there's always they have to go for shift work. They go for a morning shift, they go for afternoon shift, and they go for a night shift. They don't really sleep, they don't really stay in the house, they have to work for it. That's how they get money. And especially when you come to Australia, the first few days it's really hard to get money. They always use the money from their family, which they came from with it from maybe their country. So it's not easy like they get money. You never get money, you never just come to Australia and get money from nowhere. Guys, we struggle for the money. You have to go to work, and it depends on the employment of which you are employed. Sometimes you get work and you can get a shift once in a week, you can get a shift twice in a week, and that money is not able like to gather all your expense in here like in Australia or something. Guys, for example, I would say the most thing, like guys, especially international students, those are students who come to study, like they come on a visa. Guys, those guys, they don't have money for real. Like the first thing is like when they come to Australia, they look for a job. The money they get for they have to pay with school fees. And if they don't pay money for school fees, they always get their COE cancelled. That's confirmation of enrollment. And the moment you get your confirmation of enrollment being cancelled, guys, you're sent back to your country. They don't want to hear, they don't want to do anything. That's why you see some of the Kenyans who have come to Australia, for example, they have been deported back. Some of them are deported due to they couldn't be able to live in Australia and pay rent. They couldn't be able to live in Australia and pay school fees because their confirmation of enrollment has been cancelled. Guys, Australia, they don't really understand. If you're international students and you haven't paid your school fees, there's no negotiation. As long as you show your bank statement that you have money, and you know these bank statements, sometimes we borrow them from the family members. So guys, before you borrow anyone money in Australia, just know the status of their employment, just know if they're getting money, just know how, guys, like for example, a lot of people are complaining here back in Australia is that, oh guys, I have a cousin, he borrowed me money, and guys, and now he wants to block me and all that. Guys, don't block anyone because they couldn't give you money. Guys, let's learn to work for ourselves. Learn to work for yourself. There's so many opportunities. Like for example, in Kenya there's a lot of opportunities. Get yourself a farm, get yourself somewhere, like get somewhere, start small businesses. Like let me tell you, for example, here in Australia, people start small businesses, simple stuff. Start selling anything that you can see around. You can start, for example, get a garden from somewhere, like go to maybe regional places and ask somebody to give you a garden, or pay like maybe a few amount of money, the money you get from the garden, or anywhere you start maybe growing something like veggies, and then you start from a small place. Guys, in Australia, let me tell you, we work really hard for everything. For example, being a student and being a local resident as well in Australia, we have to pay bills. That's like electricity, you have to pay gas, you have to pay water, you have to pay for everything. And remember, the payment has to be done weekly or fortnightly, and the amount of money you pay, guys, is a lot of money. You have to pay like almost every day. Like, yeah, everything you live in Australia, you live, you breathe in, is money. And as well, we always pay tax. You work and work and work and work, and at the end of it all, maybe you had like maybe something, let's say like 1,500, and around maybe 700 goes to tax, and you remain like maybe the other amount of money. Guys, we pay a lot of money here in Australia. A lot of money goes to too many things. The stereotype that you guys think like, oh, Why, for example, Australian will give you money because you could come to maybe like how people think about the Wasungus, like how people in Australia will give you money for doing simple stuff. What, guys? There is nothing like that. In here, you have to work for money. You have to literally work for money. Life is challenging here, guys. Like back in Kenya, like for example, I used to live, my mom and dad used to do everything for me. They used to give me money, they used to give me like everything I needed. But here, I pay literally everything for me. And most of the people I've seen them, the moment they walk into Australia, like the moment you just land on a plane to Australia, you forget about your country. You don't even think of your parents sending money, because the moment they send money back from your country, like here, it's a lot of money, because $1 is like 80 cents, of which that's a lot. Like sending back from Kenya to pay school fees in Australia, that's a lot of money. But we sending money to you guys like is a bit cheaper. Guys, stop borrowing money. If you borrow money, or let them give you money if they can. If they don't have money, guys, please understand us. We don't have that money. We are not lying. We don't have that money. We maybe, for example, some people even can involve themselves, like when they come for the first time, they drive and involve in an accident, and somebody has to pay like 30,000 Australian. Like a scenario just recently, I made a friend of mine who got an accident and is now paying like 30,000. Imagine you have school fees, you have bills, you have to pay that 30,000, and it's not really easy. There's a lot of depression we go through, and we haven't talked about that. Like no one will show you. We always on social media and all this Facebook, we post like, oh my gosh, we're looking so beautiful and all that. But guys, behind us, we are going through a lot. We are going through a lot. We don't sleep, we don't stay in the house. Like for example, where I live now, like I don't really see my housemates. Like I live with my cousin and I never see my cousin. The only time I see my cousin is only on the weekends, and that's the day maybe we can sit and eat. Sometimes we even don't cook in the house because we don't really have time. We have to work and chase for the money. Guys, life is not literally easy here. So example, students, guys, please, if you know somebody is a student, understand them. We don't really have money. We have a lot of money to pay on school fees and other things, and we are chasing life as well. We have to establish our own life, because life here is not that like we have to pay for rent and everything. So you have to establish your own life, maybe build your own house and go into market. There's a lot of depression we go through a lot, and we haven't even like showed you guys, but we go through a lot. But literally life here is a bit better, but in some ways the life is not that we expect, guys. Money borrowing should stop. But if you're borrowing money, borrow money for something important, for business, for other stuff. And if you borrow once, and if they give you money, guys, develop yourself with the money, because the money we give you guys is to make you guys feel like maybe establish something, venture into business. Guys, Australian government and other people, they invest a lot in different things. You find somebody, they have a big project with simple money and they save. Guys, let's learn to save and work for ourselves. Don't borrow money. Let's learn not to borrow money. Guys, borrowing money is just not the best way. But if you borrow money, borrow and invest on it. And if you borrow money, ask them if they have the money. And if they don't have the money, just leave them alone. The families sometimes understand. Some families don't understand about their kids being in Australia. They don't really have money. But guys, if you borrow money for something good. Guys, thank you for watching. Bye. And don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for listening and everything. Thank you. Bye. Take care, guys.